Working on the weekend like usual. What's going on, my friend? Tony Stephan here with
you introduced
Ange, Bear and Moose. We just wrapped up. It is Sunday. We are wrapping up some final due diligence on the next acquisition. That's all I'm gonna say. The next acquisition. We get asked a lot of questions. What book should I read? What course should I get? Besides joining our real estate club, because we are real owners and operators, the number one thing you should be doing to buy your first small multifamily apartment deal is get you, your significant other, your kids in the car on a weekend and go drive real estate.
Question. I want to buy real estate though in another state. How do I drive the real estate, sir?
Go drive any real estate in your area.
Okay.
So we have a lot of people who invest in Metro Detroit with our help, our coaching, your brokerage. We have people who hire us who don't invest in our state, but let's say you're in coastal California and like where we like to go for the winter, Newport Beach. Well, probably unless you come from crazy amount of money, you're not buying in Newport Beach, right? So you're like, I want to invest in Metro Detroit where you can find things for $60,000, $70,000. Just go drive apartments in Newport Beach though, because you're going to learn. You start to just learn, oh, look, that's a dog park. Why do you have a dog park? Well, that's called a what? Amenity, right?
That isn't, yes.
What's the good part about having an amenity?
If you have an amenity, it's just a way to like attract people to want to live there.
Yeah, you start to see, oh, look at this style building, look at that style building, oh, look at that. You just learn it. You learn it. And if you do invest in your own backyard, then that's even better because you can start to say, who owns this? Oh, how do I get connected with them? Or, I see this brokerage over here. Like in here, you see Marcus and Millichap, or you see IPO, or you see Berkadia. You're like, who works at Berkadia? Let me build connections there. And then you want to get the profit and loss statements and the OM. Tell them as a broker, what's a profit and loss statement and an OM, and how do they get that?
So it all depends how you get it, but most of the time you're gonna have to get it from the broker, or if you're working with a broker yourself, the broker is gonna request that information. So really important to know. If you just ask for it on your own, it depends how that's going to go, but not really great. So you're going to have to request the OM. That's going to have like all your basics on there. It's going to have about the property, about the area. It's going to have like the upside of buying, right? It's their marketing package.
Yes, marketing package.
Yep, so that's their marketing package. Then a profit and loss statement is very simple, how much profit the building is currently making, and then the expenses.
Because you run P&Ls for our business, what are some things on, let's say, a 5 to 25 unit that they should be looking for, common things on there, maybe things that shouldn't be on there? Break it down.
Yeah, so you're going to see things on there, like if you see something that says like cap X, that's going to be something that happens it's supposed to be every 5 years is the rule of thumb.
5 years or more, right?
Right, 5 years or more. So it'd be like a roof, it would be like a water heater, normally like larger type items, and then daily repair. Then you're gonna have a repair section on there as well. That's like your day-to-day repairs. So like fixing like a leaky faucet, some like small electrical issue is gonna be on there. That's repairs. So that's just something to look out for. If you see something with like a ton of repair costs, you're gonna want to ask, like, is this actually the day-to-day repairs, or like can you break down the repairs a little bit more?
Yeah.
Because either there's a lot of issues at the building, or they didn't break down the expenses correctly.
Yeah, love that. What she means is they'll put CapEx in repairs and maintenance, because CapEx, you don't get to write it off. Repairs and maintenance, you get to write it off against your income. CapEx is capitalized over. It doesn't impact your NOI line.
Right.
So like on our 56 unit, we did brand new roofs. That was what, $200,000? That does not impact our NOI because that's a capital expenditure. It's 5 years or more, right? Sellers will put a bunch of things in repairs and maintenance because they want to write it off. So just be aware of that. But see, you wouldn't know that reading a book.
Right.
That's why Andrea and I are saying get profit and loss statements. So you drive around on a Sunday, right? Instead of getting drunk, getting high, eating freaking hot dogs and Cheetos or whatever, watching football. Cool, man, watch some football. But then go do something for you and your goals. We are where we are in life because we work weekends.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get to any significant goal if you are going to take off 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Like completely off.
No, you have to like be looking at something.
Be doing something. So like we put our dogs in the car, we go walk like downtowns, we just go do shit. But then we're like, okay, let's go check this, and this. So you drive around, right? You do something productive, and we listen to podcasts, positive podcasts. So now you're learning, you're being active, you're doing family bonding things. You go drive around by deals, and you're just like, oh look, so-and-so listed this deal here. Okay, cool. Let me reach out to that broker, or let me use Andrea at the Stephan group and reach out to that brokerage. They send me this OM. They send me this profit and loss. Okay, let me look at the profit and loss. Wow, it's a 7-unit apartment and there's 20,000 repairs and maintenance. Like Andrea just said, either it's a dumpster fire or they did a bunch of stuff, parking lots, roofs, capital expenditures, and they just jammed in repairs and maintenance. But you start to learn about the property. Before I ever bought our first deal, 7-unit apartments right down here, funny enough, I just read profit and loss statements. I read offering memorandums. You start to learn. The rule of thumb usually is the more marketing they put into it, usually the worse of a deal it is. Yeah. Not always true, but you get to learn these things. This is how you have to be active in your own success. Yeah. You guys can't just sit around, work your 9 to 5 or work Monday through Friday, complain there's no deals, there's no opportunities, it's too expensive, it's too hard. What are you doing to get to your goal? Yeah. One thing I want to talk about too before we wrap up with them is burnout. Been hearing this term burnout a lot.
Hear that a lot.
Do we get burned out?
I don't think burnout is the right word. I mean, everyone's gonna get tired, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's tired. I think Tony's caught me a couple times falling asleep with my laptop, right?
Dude, true story. She falls asleep with the computer in her hand.
It happens. It happens. But I think like days like today, like again, yes, we're working, but again, like those are the times you just have to make it fun, right? So like he said, put the dogs in the car. We walked like 2 different downtown areas. We tried like a new coffee spot. We were gonna get lunch, but we're not hungry yet. But like it's exactly how the conversation went. But like those are the times you just have to make it fun. Like you're still working towards your goals, and again, it's not like the other days they're not going to be fun, but when it's like starts to be like a lot, because again, business is solving problems. Like we're working on this business program to put like systems in, and part of like the meetings are putting in like the problems of the business. He's like, you should have in a week span have 40-50 problems. That doesn't mean they're all like
in your business.
He's like, that doesn't mean they're all like diabolical problems, right? But you should, if you don't have problems, then you're not going to grow. So that word of like burnout again sounds cliche, like be thankful for your problems, but like you have to be solving them. And then like I said, if you're doing it with people, or whether if it's not your partner, but like you have to like enjoy your team to like get you through those times. I think.
Love that. Great reminder, right? If you don't have problems, you're not growing in business, or you're in the grave, right? Pressure is privilege, and like I started my business right down there. With credit card debt, and quit my job and went to work every day. And I would just pray to have problems. I would pray enough people knew who I was to reach out to me. I prayed to own, I didn't even think about owning assets, but I wanted to own things that created wealth and success and be able to help people, all those things. How dare you say you're burned out? Like, and the person like I'm thinking of, they were complaining in their online business, making millions of dollars that they're just like doing too much content or whatever. It's like, how freaking privileged are we in today's world that creating content for the internet burns you out? Like, to me, the frame I always use is worth 35. If I'm going to say I'm burned out in my business, I have to go to the cancer ward, look at someone in their 30s dying, terminally ill of cancer, and tell them I'm burned out. Like, do you have the intestinal fortitude to go to the cancer ward, someone in their 20s, someone in their 30s, and be like, dude, I'm so burned out with my business, or I'm so burned out with my rental properties, or I'm so burned out I can't work on the weekend, to someone freaking dying, someone who would give anything to be in the game that we're in, someone who would give anything to trade places and to take our problems, who would love to be overwhelmed by opportunity. who would love to be overwhelmed with, I've got so many clients, or I've got a full-time job and a healthy family and a car and a roof over my head, and I'm trying to buy rental properties, I'm trying to buy my first apartment. They would love to be burned out by that. Like, don't forget that. There's someone your age right now freaking dying of an illness that they didn't choose, they didn't deserve, they didn't have to, they don't deserve that, but that was the cards they were dealt, who would love to be burned out by what you're complaining with. And I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. We complain, we struggle, but this is why we so myopically are focused and so relentless to get out there on the weekend. Man, life is a freaking gift. All I'm trying to do is fulfill the potential God gave to me. That's it. And I won't waste it. So that's why we work on weekends. And if that's too much for you, if that's obsessive, if that's no, I need then okay, take your time. But you can't complain about the results you didn't get for the work you weren't willing to do. And there's someone out there right now who would love to trade places with you. So don't waste it. You have a gift. You have an opportunity. If you're watching this channel, your entrepreneurial, your investment mindset, your growth mindset, freaking take advantage of it. Like Grant Cardone says, weekends are for the week, and a couple hours of focused work on the weekend sets you apart and gets you ahead. That's all we got to say. Anything to add to that? No. That's all we got to say. Stay tuned. We will talk about the deal. We're close. That's all I can say. I'll fill you in on why I can say that. Hey, pursue your goals, be relentless, get after it, work on the weekends, put some focused effort. Like Andrea said, make it fun, make work fun, and you never work a day in your life. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, drop a comment below. If you want to learn more about our real estate club, I don't know what I just saw there. Drop it in the comment, but we don't edit these videos. These are real and raw. Till next time, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.